Warriors. And we're going to let this young man introduce himself at this time.
I'm Cade Hopper. I'm the quarterback for Cherokee County High School.
Cade, you first came on the map last year. A good friend of the show, Slade Alexander, went down with an unfortunate injury.
Yes, sir.
But everything, God has a purpose for everything, and I think that purpose was, Slade came out of it better, and it also gave you an opportunity to shine.
Yes, sir.
You actually scored on that first drive that you came in as the quarterback, which is remarkable. But before we get into any of that, I always like to start interviews. Let's rewind the clock. Tell everybody where you grew up and what your childhood was like.
I grew up in Center, Alabama. My parents' name was Chad and Brooke Hopper, and I grew up in Center ever since I was little, and it's always been a dream to play football here, and I'm glad I'm living that dream right now.
Now, when you were little, I know you probably played sports from a young age.
Yes, sir.
Throw it out there.
Ever since I was 4.
All right. What all sports did you play back in the day?
Oh, I played it all. Basketball, baseball, football. I even played soccer, which I was terrible at soccer, so I quit that quick. So that's probably it. But
Did you know soccer helps all the other sports, man?
It does.
Endurance, agility, footwork. I really like that when youth guys play soccer. It's a really good sport.
Oh, yeah.
What else were you into? What were some of your hobbies growing up as a youngster?
Well, definitely church. Church is a big thing of me. I was saved at age 9, and I was always involved in church every single day. The doors were open, I was there, and so that's about it.
That is actually that's probably the most important. That is
yes,
not
sir.
without a
yeah,
doubt the
church,
most important
for sure.
thing. But like, what is being in church and seeing the benefits of that and not having, to worry about things, where you're going if something happened. What has that been like for you from knowing salvation like that?
Oh, it's very calming because you know that no matter what happens, God's always there for you, and you don't have to worry about anything because once you're saved, you're going to heaven no matter what. So it's an honor to know God like I do. So
you better believe it. If He's with you, who's going to be against you?
Yes, sir.
That's another thing. All right, coming on up through the years, Cherokee County has always, and your grandfather's here watching, we mentioned this on the way in, it's always been a very tradition-rich place. There's always been good sports in general, not just football. But
absolutely.
Talk about, you as a child, seeing some of those teams and some of those players like Maurice Dupree and some of those guys
yes.
coming up.
It's awesome because I'd always want to go to the games Friday night, so we'd always go and getting to watch players like Cody Blanchard and Tyron Dupree, all those big guys. I adored them. So just getting to live that dream now is just, it's a blessing. So.
And, I know, and Slade talked about this. He's like, he idolized those guys. Like,
yes, I did too.
He said it was like watching NFL guys play to him.
It was.
Talk about the city growing up and how it was and how the community gets behind that team.
Oh, it's awesome. Because, everybody's so bought into what we're trying to do, and stadiums are always packed, and it's a great experience. And I've always enjoyed it growing up, and I love it now.
Now, let's fast forward a little bit. Let's get up into, let's say, your middle school years.
Okay.
What all sports did you play then?
Basketball and football.
Is that still what you play now? Or you
yes.
play baseball as well?
No, sir. Basketball and football.
All right. So now let's fast forward a little bit further. So now let's say this is going to be your senior year right now, right?
Junior. Going into my junior.
Your junior year. So
yes,
you
sir.
got 2 years to start.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's awesome. So your first meeting with Coach Kelly, how was that?
I was in 8th grade when he first came, which I was going into my freshman year. And he's fired up. I just knew right from the start I'm going to love him. And he had the same goals that I did, as you just wanted to win as many games as you can and try to win a state championship. And ever since the first day I met him, I love him ever since. So.
Well, let me ask you this, and Coach Kelly even spoke on this when I met with him, the changes you guys have had.
Yes.
To the weight room, everything so far. And
right.
It's a step-by-step process. You can't get it all done overnight, but Rome wasn't built in a day, but it did start with the first brick. And he's definitely a lot more bricks into
yes.
Rome now at this point. Talk about that for everybody who does not know the program. Some of the changes you already had, weight room being one of them.
Well, he's changed the locker room. We got new lockers in there now,
That's
and
beautiful.
Weight room has changed. It's like he fixed the entire culture and just added more to it. And it's been a blessing.
Now, you guys actually, probably as we speak, I could be wrong, are getting turf laid, or it's
yes.
about to be laid.
Yes, and hopefully that should be soon. So we can't wait for that.
What's that going to look like? It's going to be a full track around it as well.
Yes, but the track's coming next year.
Okay.
But the turf field is this year, and I don't know when they'll start, but it's soon. It'll be before season.
Man,
so I can't wait. It's awesome. just because it's new.
And you know, Coach Kelly talked about the city itself, city actually stepping up and teaming up with
They
you
did.
guys, and that's
Oh,
gonna be
yes.
massive. There's actually talks of an indoor.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So-
That's the dream, kinda.
Well, it could be a reality.
I hope.
When you got a visionary like Coach Kelly, who's doing what he is.
Oh, yeah.
Now let's rewind the clock. Last year, you knew going into the season you guys were going to be a pretty good football team, and
Right.
you ended up being a pretty good football team. Well, guys, playing. But let's talk about expectations last year of you guys and your football team overall coming in. What did Coach Kelly tell you last year as you guys came in?
Well, we had COVID last year, so it was. I mean, we were in doubt of playing the season, so just getting to play was a blessing. And since we got to play and we got to go to the first round of playoffs, I mean, it was good, but we didn't want to end in the first round. Of course, we were wanting to go all the way, but injuries hurt us, of course, and it didn't happen. But it wasn't meant to be, apparently.
No doubt. Now, when you were in that game and you seen Slade get injured, and you realized it was your time to shine.
Right.
I don't want to call you Jonathan Moxon from Varsity Blues or anything like that. I'm sure you've heard the comparisons. But what was going through your head the moment that Coach looked at you and said, "Hey, it's time"?
Yeah, this is my time. This is what I've dreamed about, and this is go time. And I wasn't even worried because I dreamed of it my entire life. And when I saw it happen, I was ready to go.
There wasn't no hesitation, obviously, because the first play of the game. Can you walk us through that step by step for those who hadn't seen it?
Well, I went in, and I was telling all the guys to play and stuff, and I just kind of paused for a second and just realized what was going on, and I was calm, and my teammates, they really helped me through it. Every one of them was lifting me up and being with me, not dogging me if I made a mistake. They were always there for me, even if I made a mistake or whatever.
Right. Now, you let that ball go. I don't know how many yards it was in the air, but how many yards total did the play end up being in the first snap for you?
The White Plains game to Witt?
Yes.
That was probably like maybe 35, 40 yards. It wasn't too long, but
And then
he made a great catch.
He did, and then you guys went in to score.
Yes.
Now, from a confidence standpoint, how confident were you after you got that touchdown?
I was a little too high. I had to kind of got to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But your confidence had to be flowing, but not only in you, but the guys around you.
Oh, yes,
the
sir.
offense.
Oh, yeah, they were.
So from that moment on, you kind of took the reins, and you probably were thinking in the back of your head, "Oh, this is easy. I can do this every time." But talk about that season though, and how you guided that team and basically to a playoff berth.
It was a great season. We had great games. We had bad games. We played some really good teams. We played the state championship team in Hanley. And we played them very close for the first half, and then we kind of broke apart in the second half. But it was a good first year for me playing, and it was a really good year.
Yeah, you guys actually played at Armurchie, I believe, correct?
Armurchie. Mm-hmm.
You played them as well in the game, and you played Piedmont. It's a very, very good football team.
Yes.
You had a tough schedule.
We did.
All right, now after that, you guys had the off season. You went and played basketball. Tell us about your basketball season.
Well, basketball season, I had COVID. I got COVID like in December, and I was out for 3 weeks, so I missed a lot of games. But we had a good year. We didn't go. We made the playoffs, but we didn't go far at all. We should have done better, but it was.
But then you guys had another tough area in basketball.
We did. Yes.
It was in Etowah's area, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
We played them first round and got beat.
That's right. That's
they're a really good team.
Yeah. You guys are as well. So now you're back into the off season. Walk us through the off season you've had so far to this point.
It's been great. Everybody's coming in, fired up. Coach Kelly, always bringing the energy every single day. And I love that about him because even if you're not ready to go and you're tired or you're lazy, Coach Kelly's gonna make sure you're okay because he's gonna get you fired up. So we just worked out. We worked out every single day, and then when school stopped, then it's Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then you can come in Tuesday or Friday for bank days, so you can make up days and stuff. So we're going at it.
And I've seen you guys grind. For those who don't know the program or has not seen your guys' preseason workout, he breaks you guys in a group, which is like a calisthenics group, a group outside running, and a group lifting. Talk about that and how a normal day in the life of you guys do the summer training.
Right, like he'll separate us, and some will stay in and work out. Some will go out and do conditioning. And then some will go in with Coach Turner and then do some ab workouts and stuff. And then after, we'll go out and we'll get a throwing session in and we'll throw some and run routes and defense will go through coverages and then line will go through blocking and stuff, and then that's the end of the day. But it's about 2.5 hours. I mean, it's in the morning.
Pretty grueling.
I mean, we go to work.
Coach Weaver gets after it too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
That's my dude right there. I like that. Now, heading into this summer, obviously workouts is already underway, so I know your head is there. What are some of the things that you think you got to work on personally? And I seen you guys working, doing drills. You know, Coach Kelly works hands-on with your quarterbacks,
right.
and I watched him single-handedly coach you guys pretty well. Right. Talk about some of the things that you know you need to work on to get better. Well,
I definitely want to be more mobile because last year I was more of a pocket passer, and I definitely want to be more mobile this year. So if I have to run it, I can, and if I need a yard, I got to go get it. And that's my main thing I want to get better at is being more mobile and, of course, stronger.
Now, I seen the guys pulling the tires. You get some of that smoke too?
Yes, I do. That's not fun.
Because his dad was out there watching.
He is. Yes.
Yeah, he's old school, isn't he? He don't play that, does he?
No, he does not.
When I seen him, he had on all white. And I said, "What you got that on for?" He said, "Son, have you not felt how hot it is out here?"
Yes.
But now, okay, so you want to work on being mobile. What else is some of the things you got to work on? Obviously, you're a leader last year, but that role has got even bigger. Your leadership role this year because now you're the guy. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely, yeah. I want to be more of a leader because I'm older now, and guys look up to me more, and I definitely want to set a good example to them, and so I just want to be a better leader overall.
Are you a man that listens to music before a game?
Yes.
What's playing in your headphones?
Oh gosh, it's a mix. I mean, I go through.
Hank Williams Jr. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I go through rap. I go through 80s and 90s pop. I mean, I get some worship music in there before. I mean, I mix around.
There you go.
So I got to mix it around.
What is let's see the words here. What is a hidden talent you have that nobody knows?
Hidden talent. Oh my God.
Or a guilty pleasure, one of the two. Like a show you watched that if you told everybody, they'd be like, what?
Hidden talent. I have no idea.
You don't have a hidden talent?
I don't think I do.
You can't play the harmonica now?
Oh, gosh, no. Now, my granddad can really good. He can really good. I wish I could play music, but I'm terrible at music.
You got a guilty pleasure, like a TV show that you watch that you got?
Oh, yes. The Office. I love The Office.
Oh, The Office? Okay.
Yes. And people make fun of me for that because it's older, but I love it. Office is my show.
I got you. What is the maddest you've ever made Coach Kelly? I got to hear this.
God. It's probably against Hanley, and I was rolling out. I was getting pressure, and I threw it, and I was getting tackled, and I threw it, and Dylan Brooks, who's at Auburn now, dropped back, and I thought, it hit him right in the hands, and I was like, oh my gosh, and so I was on the ground. Huh?
Did he drop it?
No, he called it, and it was pick, and it was like second quarter, and just right after he came over, and I got chewed out, and I was just like, I knew I should because that was a terrible pass, but.
Yeah.
That was probably the maddest I've ever made him. Probably.
Coach Kelly turned red?
Oh, yes. I don't think he was so mad he had to turn around and walk away. And I was like, oh, God.
There's a coach here in Edward County that's really good friends with Miles Holcomb that said he played college with him, and they're real good friends. And he talked about, he said, that dude's got some energy. But
he does.
He said it doesn't stop either. He's like, he
doesn't get tired. No, he does not get tired.
He said, that guy, man, if you play with him or for him.
Oh, I love it. Because, it's like if I'm on a Saturday and it's whatever, I don't care what time it is. I text him, hey, let's go to the field or I want to work out. He'll be there. Just like that. He's always ready. And he'll always want to do drills or work out or do, Vertimax or whatever. So he's always ready to go to work. And I love that about him.
You better believe it, man. That's awesome. Now, coming into this season specifically, who are some of the guys that you're looking to throw to? Some of your receiving core that you know that you got that you can lean on.
Yes.
Like Witt's.
Yeah, you got Whit Johnson, who's a crazy ball player.
He's an animal.
Yes, you got Malachi Horton, who's in my grade, and Jack Amos, who's in my grade, and they're young, but they can ball, and I can't wait to throw to them. And you got Alex Johnson, Witt's younger cousin, who is coming to be a sophomore. And we're going to really have to rely on him, but I think he'll do a great job.
Witt can move.
He can.
We watched him run that 4.44
at JSU. Yes.
Yeah, I seen that. It was pretty remarkable.
Oh, yeah, he can fly.
Let's just go play action, go deep.
I know.
We're calling it right now. First play of the game. I'm just kidding, guys. Talk about that. that monster in the backfield, Damian Ramsey.
Oh my gosh, he's a safety because worst case scenario we need we're getting stopped, just hand it off. I mean he's gonna get you 5 yards every carry at least, and he ain't gonna fumble, so you can trust him.
He looks like he's in better shape now. Than
He is. He's faster. He was he's more bigger last year, but he's slimmed up, but he added some weight and he's faster. He's a dog.
It looks like he's put on a good weight. He's you know what I mean.
Healthy, yes.
Yeah, healthy.
Oh yeah.
There you go. That makes sense. So this season, what's going to be going through your head when you're about to take the field, knowing that this is your troops, your team, right before you guys kick this thing off? And I believe you guys play Piedmont first.
Piedmont first game, August 27th.
Who else would you want to play?
Oh, I know. We won't have to pump the guys up because we've been talking about every single day. We can't wait because Piedmont, they got a great team. They got a great coach, great quarterback, good receivers, great defense. I mean, they're really good. So it's going to test and see where we're at in the beginning of the season, and so we'll see.
You think you'll be a little bit nervous? You've already got all that out of your system.
No, I'm ready to go.
All right. What do you think you've got to do to lead these troops? What is the main? Give me a couple of things that you know you've got to do to lead these troops, so y'all can be the best you can possibly be this fall.
Definitely push them when when some guys don't want to go to work. Definitely push them, be there for them, and set a great example so that if I get onto them for a play, they can see me doing the exact same thing. So I want them to have that trust with me, and we can lean on each other.
No doubt. Give me a scenario for you, storybook ending for this year.
State championship, 100%. That's the goal.
That's the goal, 100%. All right. How do you, and I always like to ask coaches this, you're going to be the first player I've ever asked this.
Okay.
How do you self-evaluate at the end of a season, whether you think you performed well or not?
I mean, definitely just the outcome on how far we went, playoffs, if we could go to the playoffs or if we go to the state championship or, how many wins we had, losses, and just go into depth each quarter of every game and just see how we did. So.
Before we shut this video down, I'd like to turn it over to you to tell the people of Cherokee County and the fans, including your family, obviously, what it's been like to be a Warrior all this time and to be able to be in the role you're in.
Oh, it's an honor. I mean, my whole family's went here my entire life, and I've grown up in this area, and I love the game of football, and I can't wait for this season.
Absolutely. Well, brother, I appreciate you. Good luck to you this season.
Thank you.